Welcome to Photo Alchemy. Today we are stepping into a world of glowing light, delicate petals, and the magic of summer meadows. Poppies are not simply flowers, they are emotion. They are movement, color, and light. And when photographed in the right way, they seem to shine with their own inner glow. In this video, I will show you how I created these fine art poppy photographs and share the essential elements that can transform an ordinary flower photo into something truly magical. So, let's enter the poppy field. Location matters. The first secret is surprisingly simple: location. Beautiful poppy photography begins long before you press the shutter. You need a meadow with abundance, a place where poppies are not isolated subjects, but part of a living sea of color. The more flowers you have, the more visual depth and atmosphere you can create. Dense poppy fields allow you to layer the scene and immerse the viewer completely inside the photograph. When I search for locations, I'm looking for fields that feels endless, almost dreamlike, because fine art photography is about creating emotion. The golden hour. The second ingredient is absolutely essential: time of the day. These photographs are created during the golden hour, that magical moment when the sun sits low above the horizon. Why is this so important? Because low sunlight is soft, warm, and directional. Midday light can flatten flowers and create harsh contrast, but golden hour light wraps around the petals. It reveals texture, it creates atmosphere, and most importantly, it brings warmth and poetry into the image. If you want photographs that feel alive and luminous, golden hour is your greatest ally. Wind is part of the story. Poppies are delicate and constantly moving. So, don't fight the wind, work with it. Sometimes I wait for short moments of stillness. Other times, gentle movement adds softness and emotion to the frame. Patience becomes part of the creative process. A beautiful poppy photograph is often a collaboration between the photographer and nature. Foreground and composition. Now let's talk about composition. One of the most powerful techniques is to build a strong foreground. Notice how large poppies appear close to the camera. These foreground flowers guide the eye into the image and create a sense of depth. I rarely photograph a meadow as a flat scene. Instead, I compose with layers, large flowers in front, soft background behind, and a visual journey between them. This approach makes the viewer feel present, as if standing inside the field itself. The goal is not simply to photograph poppies. The goal is to invite someone into their world. Photograph through the meadow. One technique I often use is photographing through nearby flowers and grasses. Instead of keeping the foreground perfectly clean, I allow soft petals, stems, or buds to appear slightly out of focus close to the lens. This creates depth, atmosphere, and a natural frame around the subject. The image becomes more immersive and painterly, almost if the viewer is hidden inside the meadow. Aperture and bokeh. Another important element is aperture. For this dreamy fine art look, I use the aperture as open as possible. That means a low numerical value, for example f2.8. A wide aperture softens the background and creates beautiful bokeh. This selective focus isolates the flowers while preserving atmosphere. Instead of visual chaos, you get softness and harmony. The result feels painterly, almost like a memory rather than a document. And that is exactly the mood we want. The position of the sun. Now we arrive at what may be the most magical part, the light itself. When composing these images, I place the low sun in the upper part of the frame, not dominating the photograph, but gently illuminating it. This is very important. The sunlight should brighten only part of the scene, allowing the meadow below to remain richer and darker. When light enters this way, something beautiful happens. The photograph begins to glow, the petals become translucent, the atmosphere becomes radiant, and the image seems to shine with its own inner light. This is one of the defining characteristics of luminous poppy photography. Slight underexposure protects the glow. Another practical tip: I often slightly underexpose the image, usually by around 1/3 to 2/3 of a stop. This helps preserve highlights around the sun and keeps the glowing atmosphere under control. You can always recover shadows later, but blown highlights are much harder to save. Details and color harmony. Finally, never focus only on the flowers. A meadow is an ecosystem. Its beauty comes from variety. Include stems, include buds, include small details and surrounding plants. These subtle elements create authenticity and richness, and color plays a major role. I love scenes filled with red, green, yellow, and orange. These joyful colors work together to create warmth and emotion energy. Red poppies provide passion, green adds freshness, golden and orange tones bring sunlight and optimism. Together, they create photographs with a peaceful, uplifting mood, images that feel warm, alive, and full of summer. So, next time you enter a poppy field, remember, find abundance, wait for golden light, compose with foreground, open your aperture, embrace the low sun, and celebrate the details and colors around you. Because photography is not only about seeing, it's about feeling. Thank you for joining me here on Photo Alchemy. I've got a collection of limited edition final prints with archival materials available, perfect for adding a unique story to your walls, so check out the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to like, comment and share if this story touched you, and subscribe for more Photo Alchemy, where I turn light into emotion and photos into stories. Until then, keep creating and keep finding art in everyday moments. See you next time. Bye.